And I'm Russ. We retired early so we could travel Africa in this old Land Rover.
To find and help people saving wildlife. Today we're going to introduce you to another amazing person.
And how you can help. Pretend we're not here and you're just answering some fun questions.
I'm not good at that.
You're a good sport, Silke. I appreciate you doing this with us because we want people to get to know you a little better. And so, Russ, you've got some questions there that you want to fire away.
So how successful have you been?
Well, if somebody asks me how successful I've been, it's difficult to say, oh yes, we are successful, because with every release there comes a heartache. Yes, we did release 16 troops so far, and it has been 7 years since we started. So I'm proud of that one. But you lose here and there, you lose a monkey, you have to bring a monkey back, which wasn't ready for freedom. So as soon as that happens, so I will never say, oh, that's successful. I'm happy that a lot of them, and it's now over 500 monkeys by now, living free again and got their second chance. That's what I'm happy. Success, if the whole world would be safer and nothing happens, but we've got natural elements. We have lost on one of our releases a monkey who got kicked by an ostrich. It's somehow natural, but this monkey came out of rehab and most probably came too close to a nest and didn't know the danger of an ostrich. Although I did used to have ostriches here, but of course not in the enclosures. They're well prepared because we've got the leopard going around. They make alarms at night time. We've got the eagles in the sky. They make alarm for this. So we do have snakes. So they are prepared for what's there. But what's happening, it's always sad if you lose one because you did take care for so many years. And
Yes,
so
of course.
that's where I say success.
So that takes about 10 months?
Yeah, you could look at roughly about a year. Between quarantine and kindergarten, roughly about a year, conservatory or pre-rehab about a year, and then in rehab about 3 years or 3 years minimum before we're ready to take them out. So yeah, it's quite a long process, but it does work. And in captivity they can live anything from about 30 to 40 years, so we have the time to work with them.
Well, why don't you just tell us your story quickly?
Well, the story is not quickly, because it's a long story, but to sum it all up, so originally I came from Germany, didn't really like any animals, had never a pet animal, and coming here to South Africa with my late husband made me realize and appreciate nature and the animals. And then one day, many years later, I lost my husband here, and when I lost my granny, I used the inheritance to buy some game, wild animals, to restock basically the area. And by doing so, I unfortunately didn't realize that having all this plains game here in the valley would mean they all run away. So, and after I saw them all coming, paying for them on the auctions, and then there they were, all with the neighbors. So somebody advised me to buy younger animals, and so I went and I bought blue wildebeest, and 5 were supposed to arrive, and they did arrive in a really bad shape. I found only out later, after we lost the first one in the first night, that they were actually only a day old, taken away from the mummies who were in the abattoir. So that shocked me, because they were no means that I ever wanted to have this happening. But now I sat here with the babies, and so we got help and a lot of input, and we managed to raise the other ones. And then the vet knew that we were successful, so I got then another eland antelope, so the antelopes came in more and more, and I found my true calling. So I thought, and then 2 years later the first monkey came, and I couldn't find a rehab for the monkey, because baboons always went to care. And and then somehow the monkey found me, and then the second one came, a third one came, and before I knew it, this is Bambalela.
Okay, so you found your true love was...
The chemistry was right, I suppose. I always say I didn't go out looking for it, the monkey came and they found me, yeah.
Well, that's usually how these things happen, isn't it? It's our mission in life is usually...
Never planned.
That's never planned. It's usually uncovered as God's plan unfolds for us, definitely. And His...
And nobody would have believed it, not my family, not my old school friends. Everybody says, without disrespect, but that's not the Silke we knew, because like I said, I was absolutely not into any kind of animals. Not a bird, not a cat, not a dog. And now my life is all about animals.
Well, I guess what you just said is an important thing, because I know you do education as well. And it's an important part of what you do. But it shows too that hearts can be changed.
Definitely, hearts and minds can be
Minds,
changed through
yes.
awareness and education. I mean, I just had to look at myself, especially
Yes.
with the monkeys, the conflict we have due to habitat loss, and we compete with the monkeys for the best place to live at River Rhine in the mountain. That's where they want to be. So there's already a clash of interests, and then we humans, we think we're superior. Let's get rid of what we don't like. And that can't continue. I mean, it has been continued hundreds of years, and look where we are. Everywhere in the world we do battle to save and keep wildlife alive.
Yes.
Around 4 weeks,
For weeks, yeah, very, very small, still tiny little things.
So,
Lows to hug.
So what's their story? What
In Hazyview,
Yeah.
there are certain people, especially the farmers, that shoot the mothers. They don't reproduce, and then they give away their little ones as pets to people.
You gotta be kidding.
No, I'm not. I confiscated 3.
And so then you bring it here so that it can be integrated and taken care of as it should be. So.
I've known Silke for like 9 years. I brought my first 2 over here and their family to me.
Tell us about the pink faces and the expats.
Yeah, pink faces. When we talk about pink faces, that means orphaned little monkey babies. They've lost their mom mainly due to human hands, with motor vehicle accidents, shot farmers killing the moms. And then somehow they don't get it over their heart to kill the babies, and they rescue the baby, and so the baby ends up here and has to go through a long rehabilitation process, on an average 3 to 4 years, to find a new family, form a new troop, to be cohesive and ready for release, and it must be a well-functioning troop. So yeah, the pink faces are cute. Unfortunately, there's a lot of people who want to have a pet monkey, and so people do go out and shoot the mummies, because maybe the wife wants to hand raise a monkey, and as cute as it might be, for 2 weeks you can maybe give the monkey what it needs, food, keep it alive, but the social behavior of a monkey does not agree with us humans. We are human primates, they are non-human primates, so there is a reason, there is a difference. They are not like us, so people like to treat them like babies, dress them. Yes, it's easy to feed them the same like a human baby, but there comes a time when the social behavior clearly shows it's not a good pet, because they're starting biting, because vervet monkeys are very emotional monkeys, and they love to show all their emotions through biting. So if they love you, you get little love bites. If they are sad, they nibble you. If they're angry with you, they bite. And then of course you've got little kids, and the skins are more softer. It will pierce the skin. The monkey's getting bigger and bigger, more difficult to handle. And it never has a happy ending usually, because then the monkey gets destroyed, because it's unreleasable, because it is psychologically so damaged. We do take expats in as well, and the older expats, they are more difficult, and they need not just 3 to 4 years until they are ready for in a troop. But I mean, the longest I've got one here, was now 9 years, but at least then she did function, and she is now free, but it's a long way. And a lot of biting.
So you've been bitten before.
Yes, this doesn't come without it.
So how do you get them back into the wild?
So what we do, if we have the pink faces coming in, we have to raise them, because they have to be, like in nature, they're 24/7 with mommy. So we have to fill in that void, we have to fill in as mummies. So they are really growing really close to us. But then usually when they're 3-4 months old, we've got the kindergarten, our monkey kindergarten, and we've got some surrogate monkey mummies in there, brain damage due to shooting and other reasons. They are in the older vervet monkeys in the kindergarten, and they literally take the monkeys and teach them the rest what they need to know to be a real monkey, and that helps us a lot. And the monkeys, normally 3-4 months of age, they love and prefer to stay with them outside, and they wean themselves from us, which is actually nice. So we don't go and say, okay, now you're old enough, now you go out. So it's not happening like this here. They decide, and when we go to kindergarten and see nappy hours, because they get diapers on for hygienic reason when they spend the night with us in bed, then we see, oh, we have to catch them now, And the longer it is, you're like, okay, then stay outside. So maybe the first night they call after 2 hours, maybe not, but then we'll go with it. And then 2-3 nights later we have difficulties in catching them again, then they stay outside, and before we know it, they are outside and on the right way for pre-rehab. So that is normally what we do here at Bambalela. If you get injured monkeys in, where we can release back from where they come, we obviously do, that's the first goal. Otherwise we get them back, nurse them back to health, and we'll group them, and we troop them, and once they are a good functioning troop, then it's the only way to release.
Scared of something new when you put in there. It's weird. It's like kids, you know, you take them to school. The first day some can't wait to get there, other days, you know, other kids are much more reluctant. And it's exactly the same with the monkeys. Some are much more confident than others.
What makes a good functioning troop?
A good functioning troop means they are all cohesive, they all work together, they all defend their territory together, they stick together when there comes outsider, they groom each other, they babysit each other's babies. So it is important that the females know what to do, to lead. The males needs to know, okay, I'm going to protect these ones, I'm making alarm, I'm looking out. And once you see all these things happening, then they know. And basically, when they start more and more fighting the other monkeys around them, because our rehab is built next to each other, so different groups, and the more they fight for the territory, the more readier they are to go.
Okay.
Like I always say it's a vervet biting monkey or vervet fighting monkey. That's their nature.
Okay.
It's a fairly new troop.
Yeah. They are moved, I think, just about 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
Into this in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, the difference that I saw was the other troop didn't care we were there.
Yeah.
When we came up here, they were all lined up wanting to see
They're
us.
still very young.
Yeah.
They are still, you can see in the beginning of their rehabilitation. So they still very much like, oh, humans, let me go see. And that's why it takes 2 to 3 years having them in this enclosure. No human interactions. Nobody's sitting in there any longer and giving them love. It's just all about themselves now in here.
It sounds like you, as natural as you can make it during the rehab, is actually good. That you have other monkeys around, that there are snakes around, that there are eagles around.
No, definitely.
So it's really a good thing.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't imagine to be in the middle of the city and have a rehab facility and have them well protected and then go out into the wild. And I mean, it helps me a lot where we are here. It's definitely helps towards that we can do releases and that we have so many alive outside and thriving.
When you think back, what are some of your funniest experiences or some of the things that you would laugh at?
The funniest is always to be outsmarted again by a monkey. Every time when you think, okay, now you've seen it all, now you know it all, believe me, you never know it all. Catching a monkey here and how clever they are, I'm every time fascinated again. There's basically, I can't say a month where I say, oh, everything was okay, or a week. It is expect the unexpected. And so when we do have to treat monkeys and we think we are so clever and smart and yes, this is, we'll get, oh, now they outsmart us still. So that makes us laugh. That's always like, sure, I wouldn't have thought this, you know. So yeah, so many nice moments and sweet moments with the babies, of course. Bit of soul food, you know, seeing them thriving and growing up. So there's wonderful moments, but funny is when they outsmart us.
Well, I know with Michaela, the one that we have helped you with, at least financially, she was very sick when she came, and we've watched her grow and now help other monkeys. And it's been a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
To see how that goes.
She's not 22 weeks or 23.
She sure looks a whole lot healthier than we saw those first pictures.
Hello. I know. Where are you going? Gonna say hi. Go say hi. Go say hi.
So Michaela squared right there. We've got. your biggest challenges?
The biggest challenges here is, of course, climate. Of course, with the climate here means the finances running lower and lower, because in the moment South Africa challenge, it's a big challenge that we don't have rain in the Cape. A lot of farmers don't produce food. We do need to feed the monkeys. It's 1.5 ton every week of food we have to have.
Wow.
Good food, nutritional, because we want to keep them healthy. We give as much natural food as we can, but we can't really just go out here and prune all the trees. So it is a big challenge to keep them fat, healthy, and go through. But yeah, it's difficult in the moment because the prices are just spiraling, and food is right now, I would say, my biggest concern every morning when I wake up.
You say so many monkeys. Right now you have 200-300.
Yeah, we've got 300 in rehab and then another 100 in sanctuary, which can't be released due to, I never really say they can't be released because I've released so many handicapped monkeys because they cope very well, but they are staying a bit longer with us, and really some expats which are already 20 years, 30 years old. I have released as well. I took an old one, depending which troop we are forming, and sometimes one of the oldest really fits nicely in as an uncle or auntie, and so I have released old ones as well out of Golden Oldies or the handicap camp, so I can't say totally unreleasable, because that time might still come as well, and so altogether we are facing over 400 monkeys.
Wow. Okay. It sounds
That's
like
1.5 tons of food. That's a day. Wow.
Yeah, 1.5 tons in the week, plus the waste. So I have to buy 1.5 tons from the market and big boxes of banana and apples. And then we are fortunate enough to have 2 supermarkets in the 2 towns next to us, where we can get their waste food. And so that sees us.
oh, that's
through.
really good.
So we get bread, which is a filler, not very nutritional. Then we do get their fresh produce when it comes off the shelf. So yeah, that helps. Without it, so I think we are probably feeding, I don't really want to think about it, but I think we are probably feeding more than 2.5 tons.
In 1 week.
Yeah, in 1 week.
That's amazing. So what are you doing?
I'm preparing monkey dishes so we can start washing all the dishes.
Oh, monkey dishes. Okay. It sounds like a lot of this rehabilitation of these monkeys is a science, yet it's an art. Because it seems like there's certain things that happen regularly. That's kind of a protocol. But then a lot of it seems to be just your intuition.
Yes, you go with the situation. There is no handbook, and I wouldn't be able to write it, not with 16 releases. Every release is different, every troop is different, so I won't be able to sit down and make an A to Z how to proceed.
It'd be ridiculous and stupid because she's going to go to freedom very soon. And then it's like, well, let's try it. And the next moment she took the baby, it was like they were lost family somewhere. She put it on the belly, he drank, and everything was fine. And that was then a successful adoption. So it felt good. One less orphan there, so it felt really, really good.
And so he was deemed unreleasable, and here he's going to go out with this troop. Yeah.
So there's 2 so-called unreleasable monkeys, total important part of the troop, to be cohesive, and the uncle to all the babies and protector, and he will stay with them.
Good.
And yeah, it worked out, and freedom comes. So one is never too old for freedom, I think.
I like that.
And I wish every time when we do integration and in the intro camp to stand there and talk to them, that listen, it's for your freedom. Come on, make friends. There's enough food, there's enough space, and you get freedom. So come on, why do you fight? And yeah, but it doesn't work. It's in their nature. They do fight outside, inside, and we go with it. But we get it together.
And it was 4 groups of monkeys put together, and Silke said that that's impossible, but here they are, ready to
We
do
were
the
crazy enough to try it, and there they
Oh,
are.
so there were 4 different groups. Okay, and you put them
A lot
together.
of fighting, infighting, settling for ranking.
So they had
But it worked
therapy and
out.
all that kind of good stuff. Yeah. So
A lot of medical attention as well, part and parcel for freedom. You know, that's the price of freedom. But yeah, they're all healthy, happy, and a troop now.
the juvies are going to want to play with them because that's exactly what big brothers and sisters do. So Monty's cage.
So this is Monty's cage.
This is Monty's
Okay.
cage.
Good morning.
It was formed just over 3 years ago, and it was a small group called that was obviously the older male was Monty. Monty came out from, I think it was Dingaan's troop. All of a sudden, severe hair loss, very, very thin. Silke battled to keep him alive, but she did.
Auntie. Go.
Oh, they were so close. And you see now the monkey doesn't even come. She can call. Monkey's choice.
Auntie, go swing
That's
keeper, Mama.
where it's supposed to be, huh?
Yeah.
Go swing keeper, Mama. Come.
They're not very much interested in you. Great.
Auntie, kumi so. Kumi, no. Oh, boo.
And so they're ready to go now as soon as the site is approved. Yeah.
Is this the one that's going the farther distance away? Or is this the one that's going to be close?
Silke will check the site out and decide which troop it's suitable for. Between Silke and Belinda, I mean, they know the personalities of the monkeys. And so they will then make the decision as to, okay, this is suitable for either Monty's or for Amstel's Castle.
So what keeps you motivated?
To make a difference, and seeing a little one surviving, seeing an injured one, which we can pull through, and they are, after all, very much human-like, and you do see expression, you do see when they're sick, when they're getting better. That keeps, I can make a difference, and as long as I can make a difference, I'll be motivated here.
And how can we help?
Well, like I said, we do need the help from the public. Unfortunately, in South Africa, government doesn't have any grants for animal rescue centers or rehabilitation centers, so there's nothing we can get in support of. So we totally rely on the donations from the private sector and from the public sector. So unfortunately, we are not able. We weren't able yet to get big companies involved. That would be great. Have an international star being a spokesperson for us. I mean, I'm thinking long time for that one, because then maybe more listen to the plea of the monkeys.
So in the handicap camp, these are all the the brain damaged, the epileptic, abused, missing limb monkeys that for a lot of them will never get their chance to be released. But this little guy sitting over here is Adam. I'm sure you know Mom Polani, the one who got electrocuted just like Julie. Lost an arm, half a leg, and as well as her tail. So she gave birth to little Adam.
Oh, how about that?
Back in June, July this year. So he's perfectly healthy. Mom's also doing perfectly fine in a way. So she still, as well, has a chance to be released because there's nothing wrong with her brain. She still fights, she still feeds herself, she still can maneuver perfectly fine. She gave birth to Adam. When we saw the big belly, we actually thought, okay, well, either she has a very bad case of worms, she has a growth on the inside of her stomach, or she's pregnant. So we tried for getting a urine sample. Didn't work until one morning, woke up, and there was baby Adam.
It's common sense when we see what we do. And so how long do you wait until it is too late? And that has been done with so many up in North Africa. How long do you wait? So this is my calling. I try to keep them going.
Yes, it is, and you do a marvelous job. Thank you very much. Yeah,
Thank you.
You are definitely a model, an example of what can be done. We talk to and through our travels visit with a lot of people who are involved in rescue rehab or different ways of animal conservation. But what we admire most about your work is you go all the way to the end. You start at the rescue, you go through the rehabilitation process, and you get them to the point of release. And even though, yes, there are mishaps and things go terribly wrong along the way, as you've already shared with us, you do have many that if it wasn't for your process and your work here at Bambelela, wouldn't have that second chance. So
Thank you. I appreciate your support because that's one thing which keeps me motivated as well. That people believe in me, believe in what we are doing. Because it's not just me; it's a whole team behind me, so that we can do it and we are not alone.
yeah,
Because very often it feels you're alone and you're fighting this battle alone. But then having the people saying, "Hey, that's great," and like I said, ultimately to let the monkeys go, get their second chance to be free, and watch them jumping in the trees like it was meant to be before man took that away from them. Yeah. And that's priceless.
yes, it is. And we've had the good fortune of seeing the tiny little ones here, and then also go to one of the release sites, a couple of the release sites with you and Sue, and that is very heartwarming to look at those monkeys and realize that their lives were pretty much over, you gave them that opportunity.
And you were part of giving freedom back. I mean, thank you for the financial contribution, making it possible, the whole release, and part financing the second one. So, I mean, that at least took a lot of pressure off my shoulders. I didn't have to worry about, okay, how do we fill up the car with fuel? How do we get there? What do we do? That was really wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And so they're ready to go now as soon as the site is approved. Yeah.
Come along, join us. Join the adventure.